Hi everyone, it's me Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hope you're all having an amazing day, whatever it is you're doing. It's another episode of meals I made this week, guys, where every single week I show you 4 new dinner recipes and 1 dessert recipe that I've made for me and my 3 kids throughout the week. I break down the cost of every meal, I show you the point of view of me cooking it, run through the method and the recipe for you, as well as showing you portion sizes and me serving it up at the end. And sometimes I adapt for my toddler, so you'll see those adaptations as well. And yeah, guys, it's just a great series if you're looking for that mealtime inspiration and that dreaded question in your house, what am I going to make for dinner, is answered. We've got over 200 recipes on this series at the moment, so definitely check out the rest of the playlist on my channel if you're interested. And yeah, that's what's in this video. If you do enjoy watching, guys, then don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing down below, it would mean a lot to me. And without further ado, let's dive in and see what I made this week. It's Monday evening, guys. I'm making dinner for just me and Ava tonight. However, I do want to make loads of lunches and sort of meal prep for the week, so we're going to be doing a prawn paella in our slow cooker, and it's going to feed us for quite a few meals this week. But let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost of this meal. I'm going to be using 2 frozen packs of 200 grams worth of jumbo king prawns. I've then got 1 lemon, 1 baguette to serve on the side, some vegetable oil, 100 grams each of frozen green beans and frozen peas, some Spanish paella, we're going to be using 300 grams of this, a whole carton of passata, some smoked paprika, 1 red onion, 1 red pepper, a few cloves of garlic and 1 vegetable stock cube. Altogether, guys, this comes to £7.74. Let's dive into the cooking. For our veg prep, we're going to be finely chopping up our red pepper, our red onion, and we're going to be mincing our garlic. Now our veg is all prepped. We're going to pop our peppers, our red onion, and our minced garlic into our slow cooker bowl now. We're then going to add 1 tablespoon each of some vegetable oil and smoked paprika into here. Next, we're going to add our whole carton of passata. This is 500 grams. Then we're going to add 300 grams of Spanish paella rice. Now it's time for us to make our vegetable stock. So I'm going to be using 1 vegetable stock cube and mix that with 500 milliliters of boiling water. Give that a mix. Now I've made my vegetable stock. I'm going to add this into our slow cooker pot. Now we're going to give it all a good mix together, and then we're going to season with some salt and pepper. I've now put the slow cooker onto high. We're going to pop the lid on this and let this cook for an hour and a half. And while that's cooking away, we're just going to thaw our prawns. Obviously, if you're using just fresh chilled prawns, then there's no need to do this. I'm using frozen, so I'm just going to pop both of the bags of the prawns into our sieve now and just run it under cold water until they're thawed. And once our paella's been cooking for an hour and a half on the slow cooker on high, we're now going to add our thawed prawns and also our frozen peas and green beans into the slow cooker now. I've mixed that all together now. Now I'm just going to pop the lid back onto this, and that's going to cook for another half an hour on high. And while the paella's cooking for the last half an hour, I'm just going to slice our lemon up into wedges for garnish so that we can squeeze it over at the end. And then I'm just going to cook our part-baked baguette as per the packet instructions in the air fryer. And now that's all finished cooking and our prawns are cooked through, it's time to serve up. And that is mine and Ava's Monday night dinner all served up. And I have loads left for meal prep for lunches throughout the week. We're gonna go and dive in and enjoy this now, and we'll catch you later in the week for some more meals. It's Tuesday evening, guys, and tonight I'm making a lentil and spinach curry. We're gonna be serving it with some rice and some crispy onions. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. Let's dive into the ingredients and how much this is gonna cost. We're gonna be using some basmati rice to serve our curry with. We're then gonna be using some red split lentils. I'm using this curry kit from the Spice Tailor, but it's sort of like a 3-step kit to make the curry with the spices and the sauce and everything separately, so I picked up that from Asda. Then got some vegetable oil, some natural yogurt to serve, 4 small red onions, 1 lemon, a handful of garlic cloves. I'm using 4, 1 green chilli, half of this pack of coriander, so about 15 grams, and then we're going to be using about 120 grams of spinach. Altogether, guys, this comes to £6.73. Let's dive into the cooking. The first step is to cook our rice. So I've got my rice in the water in our rice cooker here. That's just going to cook now, and then that's going to stay warm until we're ready to serve. Now for some veg prep, we're going to mince our garlic cloves, and we're going to finely dice 2 of our onions and then finely slice the other 2. Now I'm just heating some vegetable oil in a large lidded saucepan. What we're going to do is pop our chopped onions, our diced onions, into the pan now for 7-8 minutes until they're nicely fried. Then once our onions are starting to brown nicely and are really nicely fried and softened, we're going to add our minced garlic to this now, and cook that for a further 2 minutes. Then once our garlic has fried for 2 minutes, we're gonna add our spice packet from our curry kit. And we're also gonna add 250 grams of red split lentils. I've just rinsed these quickly with water now. So we're gonna add the lentils and the spice mix to here now and cook for a further 2 minutes. Now what we're gonna do is add 325 milliliters of cold water, as well as our base mix for our tikka masala into here now. And once we've brought that to the boil, I'm just gonna reduce the heat down on this now so that it's a low simmer, and then we're gonna cover this with the lid and let that just simmer for 10 minutes. Then once that's finished simmering for the 10 minutes, we're gonna add our other curry sauce from the pack into here now. Then we're gonna mix that all together, season it, and then cover and simmer for another 15 minutes. And while the curry's simmering away there, I'm just heating up a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil into a small saucepan. We're now gonna add our sliced onions into here, cooking for 12 to 15 minutes, stirring occasionally until they're all crispy and well fried. And the last bits of prep I need to do is just to pick the leaves off of half of this pack of coriander, thinly slice up our green chilli, and then cut our lemon into wedges for garnish. And once our lentils have finished simmering for the 15 minutes and they are thoroughly cooked, we're just gonna stir through a couple of handfuls of our spinach now and the majority of our coriander leaves. I'm gonna keep a few coriander leaves for garnish at the end, and also our chilli and our lemon wedges are for garnish as well. And once our spinach and our coriander has been stirred through and the spinach is all wilted, that is our curry finished, guys. We're gonna serve this up now alongside our crispy onions, our cooked rice, and our garnishes. That is mine and Ava's dinner all served up. I do have quite a lot of curry left as well. I'm going to do it on top of jacket potatoes for later in the week for me and the boys. And yeah, that is my dinner all served up. I've got the chilies, the fried onions, I've got a bit of natural yogurt on the side as well with the coriander, as well as the lemon wedge to squeeze over the top. And then Ava's basically got some little fried onions, some rice, curry, yogurt, and a lemon wedge as well for her to enjoy. So that's Ava's, that's mine. We're going to go and enjoy this now, and we'll catch you later in the week for some more meals. It's Wednesday morning, guys, and I'm going to be making a spaghetti bolognese tonight, but we're going to be doing a slow cooker spag bowl tonight. Super quick and easy to make. Let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost of this meal. Going to be serving our bolognese sauce with some spaghetti. We've got some dried oregano and some bay leaves. We've got Worcester sauce and some red wine, 2 tins of chopped tomato, some fresh basil, 3 sticks of celery, 1 onion, 3 carrots, a handful of garlic cloves. I normally use 6 or 7, 2 beef stock cubes, about 75 grams of tomato puree, and a 500 gram pack of beef steak mince. Altogether, guys, this comes to £7.64. Let's dive into the cooking. Now, this is one of those really easy slow cooker dinners where we don't have to brown anything off or anything like that. It just dump all the ingredients into our slow cooker and pop it straight on to cook. So let's start by adding our 500 grams of beef steak mince to our slow cooker pot, along with our 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. Then what we're going to do is finally chop up our celery, onion, and our carrots and mince our garlic, and then we're going to pop all our veg into here as well. As I was just prepping the veg here, I actually decided that I've done 2 carrots already, but I've put one of the carrots back in the fridge. I'm going to replace it with the green pepper. So I'm actually going to add a green pepper into this recipe now as well. So I'm just going to finish prepping the veg now, but things change as we're cooking and we change our mind, and I thought I really want to have some pepper in this slow cooker bolognese. So we've made a little swap, a carrot for a pepper. That's all our veg and garlic added now. Now we're going to add 75 grams of our tomato puree and 125 milliliters of red wine, which is about half a cup. Now we're going to crumble in 2 beef stock cubes. We're going to sprinkle in 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. I'm going to pop in 3 bay leaves as well, and then we're going to season with salt and pepper and give it all a really good mix. And that is our bolognese all mixed up. Now we're going to be putting this on high and cooking it for 6 hours on high, guys. This is a long cook slow cooker meal, this one. You can do it on 6 hours on high or 8 hours on low, and just give it a really good mix every hour or so. And then yeah, guys, we will be back later on after the 6 hours to finish this off, cook our spaghetti and serve up. We're back, and our bolognese has been cooking now for 6 hours and it's looking absolutely incredible. What I'm going to do now is just add in 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce into this, give it a good mix, and then we're going to make our spaghetti and then we can serve. Now we're just going to cook the spaghetti as per the packet instructions. That is our spaghetti all cooked. I'm going to turn this off now, drain it off, and then we're going to serve it with our bolognese sauce on top. And that is our Wednesday night dinner all served up, guys. We've got my portion here with Liam's and Tyler's. And Ava's got the exact same as us tonight as well. I serve it just like this and she has an absolute field day eating it. We're gonna go and enjoy this now, guys, and we'll be back shortly for some pudding. Now it's time for pudding. I'm gonna be making some chocolate microwave mug cakes. So I'm gonna run through all the ingredients that we're gonna need for this. Gonna be using some self-raising flour, some caster sugar, some cocoa powder, some milk, some vegetable oil, some chocolate chips, or you can use raisins, nuts, whatever you want to add into your cake. Gonna be using a couple of drops of vanilla extract and 1 egg. That's everything we need, guys. Let's dive into making them. Now you need a fairly large mug because you don't want to have it overflowing in the microwave. I'm just going to be showing you making my one, and then the kids are going to be making their own ones for their puddings. First thing to do is add 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour, 4 tablespoons of caster sugar, and 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder into our mug. We're just going to mix our dry ingredients together with a fork to mix them all together. Then we're going to add our egg into the mug now, and then again we're going to whisk that together. And then once that's all mixed together, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of milk and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil with a couple of drops of vanilla extract. And then we're going to whisk this together until it's smooth. And then once we've got our smooth chocolate batter, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of our milk chocolate chips, or you can add whatever chocolate chips you want, or nuts, raisins, anything you want to add to your cake. Now's the time to do it. Now all that's left to do is to put our mug into the microwave, and we're going to cook it for 1.5 to 2 minutes. We basically want it to be nice and firm and for the cake to stop rising. That is my chocolate mug cake finished after the 2 minutes. Let's just cut into this with a spoon quick. That is so soft, warm and delicious. I cannot wait to dig into the rest of this. That is absolutely delicious, so quick and easy to make. And yeah, I'm gonna go make the kids theirs now, and we're gonna go and enjoy this, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another meal. It's Friday morning, guys, and I'm gonna be making a slow cooker beef stew for our dinner tonight, and I'm serving it with some mashed potatoes. So let's run through the ingredients and the overall cost of this meal. Gonna be using a little bit of vegetable oil for our cooking, 2 beef stock pots, some Worcester sauce, some dried thyme and some bay leaves. We've got some potatoes for our mashed potato. I'm gonna be using 800 grams of lean diced beef. We've got 1 onion, 3 carrots, 2 sticks of celery and 2 tablespoons of tomato puree. Altogether this comes to £12.46. Quite an expensive dinner, but I wanted to treat us to a really nice beef dinner this week. So this is what we've got for our perfect Friday comfort food. Let's dive into the cooking. First, for our veg prep, we're going to be chopping up our celery, onion and our carrots. Now I'm just heating up some vegetable oil in a large saucepan now. We're going to pop our onions and our celeries in here now and fry those for 5 minutes until they're softened. Now our celery and onions are all softened. We're going to add our carrots into the pan now, along with 2 bay leaves and 1.5 teaspoons of dried thyme. And we're just going to fry that all together for a further 2 minutes. Next, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree and 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce into our pan, along with 600 millilitres of boiling water. Now that we've mixed all that together, we can tip this into our slow cooker now. So that's in our slow cooker now. I'm going to pop our slow cooker to high just to keep it on warm while we finish off cooking the beef. And we're just going to stir the 2 beef stock pots into here now as well. I've just quickly wiped out our saucepan now, and I'm just heating some more vegetable oil in here now. And what we're going to do is we're just going to fry off our lean diced beef in batches until they're well browned, and as each batch is done, we're going to add it to the slow cooker. That is all our beef browned and added into our slow cooker now. I've also seasoned with loads of black pepper. I haven't put any extra salt in yet because I want to taste it later on once the stock and everything's cooked through to see how salty it is, but I've added loads of black pepper to season the beef and stuff as well. So we're going to pop that on high now, and we're going to let that cook for 4 hours on high, or you can do 6 to 8 hours on low if you would prefer. You can also cook this on the stove as well for sort of 45 minutes to an hour. And then just to make my life a little bit easier when I get in from the school run later, I'm going to peel and chop all my potatoes now, pop them into a saucepan of cold water and just set them aside until I'm ready to boil them later. Now that our beef stew has been cooking on high for 4 hours, it's time for us to thicken up the gravy a little bit. So what I've done is I've added 2 tablespoons of corn flour to a splash of cold water. What I'm going to do is add a little ladle full of the gravy from our slow cooker and add it into here to make a little paste. Then once we've mixed that together, we're going to pour that into our slow cooker now. We're going to give that a really good mix and cook it for half an hour more on high. And while our stew cooks for the last half an hour, we're just going to boil our potatoes now until they're mashable. Now our potatoes are boiled, I've just turned them off the heat. We're going to drain these off in a colander now. Then we're going to mash them together with some butter, milk, salt and pepper. That is our mashed potato all ready to serve up. And that is our beef stew all finished cooking as well. We're just going to serve these up together now. That is our Friday night beef stew and mashed potato all served up, guys. It tastes absolutely amazing. I've been making this recipe for absolutely years. This is my portion, then we've got Liam's and we've got Tyler's over here, and Ava's got the exact same as us tonight as well. So yeah, we're gonna go and enjoy this now, guys, and that is our week of food complete. That is everything that I have for you this week, guys. My favorite recipes from this week have to be the chocolate microwave mug cake. Who doesn't love a freshly made chocolate cake that's gooey and delicious and warm? That was absolute perfection. I should have served it with ice cream as well. I thought that afterwards, because that would have been absolutely perfection. And then my favourite two dinners have to be the lentil and spinach curry. Absolutely divine, with the crispy onions on top, the fried onions adding that slight sweetness, and then you've got the chilies and the coriander garnishing it, and just it's absolutely delicious. I love that curry to bits. And then also it has to be the beef stew with a mashed potato. You cannot beat a slow cooker beef stew. That recipe I've been doing for absolutely years and I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the recipes this week. Let me know what your favourite one was down below. Let me know if you're going to be trying any of them, and if you do try them, then definitely come back to the video and let me know how you got on with them. Thank you so much for the love and support on my channel at the moment, guys. It means the absolute world to me, and hopefully I will be seeing you very, very soon for another video. Take care. Bye.